Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dawson with D. Nelly Defense, and today is another beautiful day because we are back out on the range and it is time for another grip tip video. And today's topic is going to be about setting yourself up for success from the get-go with your grip. But before we get started into that, I wanted to show you that this gun is clear, no magazine in the mag well, there's no round in the chamber, nothing on the extractor. This gun is clear. Okay, so I wanted to go into some basic functions of this gun. So the round will be chambered into the barrel. When you pull the trigger, and on this case it is a striker fired gun, the firing pin will hit the primer, that'll ignite the powder in there, and that explosion will happen, and then all those gases are going to propel the bullet out of the barrel in that direction. That's going to cause an equal and opposite motion in this direction, okay? So the slide will come backwards, and in a perfect world, this gun would continue to go back like this. But the design of this pistol is that your hand is going to sit down here, which is below the bore axis, so where your barrel is lined up and where the slide is moving, okay? So it sits underneath that. So what happens is the recoil goes backwards, and then because you have that resistance, which in this case is your hand, the muzzle will want to rise and flip up like that. Okay, that's how the leverages of the gun work. Now, we're going to show you how to reduce those leverages and have them kind of work in your favor. The reason I bring this up is because I've seen a lot of beginner shooters hold down lower like this. Now, do you see this big gap between the beaver tail, underneath that beaver tail, and where my hand sits? That's going to give a ton of leverage to the gun, okay? So now it's going to have more leverage going backwards, and then once it hits where your hand is sitting, where it's lower, it's going to want to make that muzzle flip up even more. You're giving the leverage to the gun. We don't want to do that. You want your hand as high and tight on that grip as you can possibly get it into the beaver tail, and that's going to reduce the leverage of this slide going backwards and then that muzzle wanting to flip up. So what we're going to do is a little bit of live fire here, where I'm going to hold this gun lower and I'm going to muscle it as hard as I can to try to control and mitigate that recoil, but the gun is going to have too much leverage on me. You're going to see that. It's going to force my wrist to break and that muzzle is going to rise. And then we're going to do some live fire where I'm holding it with that high and tight grip, because I want you guys to visually see just how important it is to shoot with that kind of grip and get as high up on there so that you don't have to even use as much muscle. You're just using your bone structure and your biomechanics to kind of mitigate that recoil instead of trying to muscle it through, because you're just not going to be able to do it if you give the leverage to the gun. So let's get to shooting. All right, guys, so this first one, I'm going to shoot with my hand down lower, giving the gun that leverage. I'm going to muscle it as much as I can, but I want you to really watch what this muzzle is going to do. I'm going to shoot a few shots here with that lower grip. All right. All right, now I'm going to have my hand high and tight, and I'm not going to even use as much muscle. I'm just going to use my bone structure to kind of mitigate this recoil for me, okay? All right, guys, so I really wanted to be able to show you guys visually just how important it is to have that high and tight grip. Remember, this part is the foundation that the rest of your grip is laid upon, and you really need to make that right. If you give leverage to the gun, no matter what you do with the rest of your grip, it's not going to matter. This gun will overpower you. If you take the leverage away from the gun, you will be able to do it very easily by just building structure and frame around it, okay? You don't even have to use a lot of muscle. it's going to be a lot more pleasant to shoot and a lot less fatiguing. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you found value in this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, share it, ring the notification bell, do all the YouTube stuff and things. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and remember, don't be caught off guard, train for the unexpected, and I will see you next time.